Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of My Perspective Podcast with your boy, Big Hawk. Thank you for tuning in another week. Rocking with your boy. Appreciate y'all so much. To all my day ones, I love y'all. Thank you for your support. Keep rocking with me. All my new family members, man, double salute. Thank y'all for finding it good content to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you. Before we get started, disclaimer. I ain't no health coach, I ain't no life coach, I ain't no clinical psychologist, I ain't no lawyer, I ain't no doctor, I ain't no engineer, I ain't none of that. I'm just an old head with a microphone and a message. That's it. And I hope what I say resonate with you. I hope it provokes thought. I also hope it provokes change. But if not, no harm, no foul, because guess what? It's just my perspective. Let's get into it. Man, I want to talk about today relationships, of course. Um, I just been thinking, man, and just been listening, thinking. But I think, well, ain't what I think, based on what I'm seeing, based on what I've experienced, man, we are, I don't know how to say it, but we are getting involved in relationships and we don't know what the heck we doing. For the most part, a great deal of us, male and females alike, have embarked on a journey called relationship or slash marriage, and we ain't had no guidance in either subject or either situation. I'm noticing that. I didn't pay attention before. I just think boy meet girl, girl like boy, boy like girl. They kiss, hug, get together, live happily ever after. See what I'm saying? And that's the case for most of us. However, when it's time for the intricacy, the structure, the organization, the SOPs, i.e., standard operating procedures, this is where things tend to get muddy. And as we go along with the podcast, y'all let me know where y'all at in y'all relationship journey. Did you have the right guidance before you got in your own relationship, before you started your own relationship, before you got married? Did you see what a healthy relationship looked like before you got into a relationship or before you got married? Because from my perspective and from my experience in dating and marriage, therein lies the problem. You have men and women legally, but in actuality, they are little boys and little girls masquerading as men and women, trying to be adults and trying to be no longer two but one, right? But the problem with that is neither one of them don't know what the heck it looked like. So that's why, in my opinion, it's just my perspective. So it's just what I think. It's relative to me. But I hope you feel what I'm saying. You got individuals, one or both, who don't know what a healthy, happy, structured relationship looks like, or marriage for that matter. And that's the problem that we're facing today. And that's why we're creating so many toxic, unhealthy, unhappy relationships. Even worse than that, instead of ending the relationship, a lot of us stay in relationship simply to save face. But in all, we're miserable, we're unhappy, um, we wish we were somewhere else. And this creates problems, infidelity, um, adultery, you name it, domestic violence, neglect, verbal abuse, physical abuse. The list goes on and on. Because either one party or both parties don't know what a healthy, structured marriage slash relationship looks like. Think about it. Let's think about it. You get a young lady who grew up in a single parent home with just her mama. Um, Mama got three, four kids, two, three kids. Could just be one child. I never know. But there's no man there. Um, so she's raising children, male or female. I said girl at first, but male or female. And she doing the best she know how as a single mom. But guess what? The single mom has to do. She has to be the mother and the father to the best of her ability. And I'm gonna say this before I continue. I know some phenomenal single mothers. Um, I mean phenomenal single mothers. My close friend, um, I'm gonna call him Little Fat Man. He's my partner though. He's a little short, stubby cat. His name Travis, by the way. Um, his mother was a phenomenal single mother. Um, rest her soul. She's gone on to be with God now, back with the ancestors. So may she rest in peace and rest in power. However, um, she was a phenomenal single mother. Even though she didn't have a husband or um, a serious relationship for an extended period of time, she always put my friend in and around men to navigate where his father was lacking or his father's presence wasn't there. So I want to say that. And I know other single parents do the same thing. So just because you don't have a male figure in the home, it's very important that you surround your boys around male figures. Your little girls too, however, little boys more because they need that masculine fear, a healthy dose of masculine fear and masculine order and masculine structure. And my partner had that with his mom. She was very cognizant of what she was lacking, and she gave him what she was lacking, and she gave that responsibility to other mature men, whether it be uncles, whether it be coaches, what have you. So she made sure he was around strong black men. Now, and kudos to her. That's a dope thing. That's a plus. And there's other women like that. I see a lot of single moms at that football field. Um, they got their boys in sports. And it's a good thing because they need that positive male role model. That's if them coaches doing the right thing, and I hope for the most part that they are. Um, with that being said, let's continue. You got a single parent with multiple kids, one, two, three, four, however, don't matter, and she got to work a couple of jobs because it's just her. She got to take care of kids, so there's a lot of room to wonder and explore as a child. But as a parent, the single mama grows frustrated because she ain't got no help. Probably ain't got a steady boyfriend. If she got a boyfriend, she ain't bringing them around the kids until she know it's real, right? So all the kids see is mama doing everything by herself. And that begins to shape and mold your character and perspective as a child. Not to mention the words she may or may not impart into the kids. Now I know firsthand in my younger days growing up, I seen multiple women just talk really bad about the children's father in the children's presence. That's not a good thing, ladies. But I've seen it way too many times I can't count. But my late grandmother, Miss Catherine Pope, I love her to death and I miss her so much. She was the wisest person I ever met, I ever talked to. She gave me so many gems before she left this earth. I never forget her, and I always love her. Rest in peace, grandma. But one day we were sitting talking. I was a young adult. We just were talking about just anything. It wasn't really nothing. Just went to go see her, check on her, see how she was doing one day. Um, she told me about my grandfather that I never met. He died before I was even born. My mom was 14 when he died, right? So I never met him, and just all of a sudden, she began to talk about it. She began to tell me what kind of man he was, and he wasn't a good man by her recollection to me. And but one thing she told me, I never talk bad about your granddaddy in front of my children. I allowed my children to create their own, form their own opinion of their daddy based on his actions and interactions with them. I've never heard nobody say that before at that time. I was young. I was in my early 20s. Early 20s. Um, so when she said that, I kept it right here. So now I'm a young man. I'm dating. Guess what I hear? A bunch of angry, frustrated women talking crap about their baby daddies because they're not helping, because they're not supporting in no way, shape, form, or fashion, or it's sparingly and sporadically, right? So now they're talking trash about the guy. And guess who there? His kids. So now she has forced an outlook on their daddy that they didn't ask for nor did they need. So guess what I do? Hey, don't do that. Pull it to the side, we go in the room, whatever. I begin to tell her what my grandmother told me. Was it received? Nah, not really. Because they mad, they upset, they frustrated. It ain't fair. You know, women always love to say life ain't fair. But guess what, ladies? Life ain't fair for nobody, men or women. So, fast forward. Now they begin to coddle the little boys and teach the girls to be independent. I don't know why it's like that, but for whatever reason, women coddle their sons and be rough as hell on their daughters. And the first thing they tell their daughters is, don't depend on the man for shit. You go get your education. You don't depend on the man for nothing. Or it gets even worse. As long as you got that split between your legs, you should never be broke. These are the things that mothers imparted into their children. I heard my peers growing up with females around my same age um, say this very thing. My mama told me as long as I got a poo nanny, I should never be broke. And they live by that because that's what the words of not wisdom their mama imparted into them. Not all mothers, but this is what I've heard, particularly in my um, surrounding area where I grew up at. And I was like a lower middle class kid. I mean, we wasn't broke. We didn't know we was poor. So we was like lower middle class. My daddy had two jobs. We made it do what do. We didn't know we was broke. We had fun growing up. But where I was at, single parents was a lot around where I was at. And we was probably one of the few families that had two-parent household in my neighborhood. I know my friend Irvin, his mom and dad, they still together to this day. But it might have been my friend Mike, his mom and dad was together for a long time. They divorced after they were like teenagers or whatever. My other partner Travis, not Fat Travis, little big ear Travis. His mom and dad was together for an extended period of time. They got divorced. You know what I'm saying? So, but other partners, they live with their mama or their grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So the example wasn't really there. So on the flip side, you got little boys growing up. Same scenario. Um, but instead of the women, the mothers, first of all, the daddies are suckers. Any man who don't take care of their child, to me, they're a sucker. I'm not talking about the mama being vindictive and keeping the kids away from you, using the kids as a weapon against you, things like that. Even in that, you can go to court and get visitation. So, but if a man use any excuse not to take care of their children, they're a chump, they're a sucker. That's how I feel about that. Um, just because things didn't work out, you still got human beings that you're responsible for that are helpless and innocent. My sin has been this from day one. These kids didn't ask to be here. And the beautiful thing about having a two-parent household, not that they do everything right because they don't, but you have an example. I fought and I worked as hard as I did because I see my father do the same thing. And when times got tough with me and my first wife, when I wanted to quit, all I could think of, my daddy didn't leave me. So I am the way I am because of the example I set. Most people are the way that they are because of the example that was set in front of them. So therein lies the problem. You got little boys now being raised by single moms, but these single moms, not all single moms, didn't take their kids to football, didn't take their kids into sports or some kind of activity where a big brothers, big sisters, where they have male role models, in their presence, in their corner, show them things that a woman, quite frankly, can't do, or she can't do to the level as a man. So guess what? The boys always they just spoil. They just have their way. They want to sit around and just play outside or just be on the game all day. Don't want to do nothing. What mom doing? She treating her son like her man, cooking and cleaning for him. You supposed to cook for your kids, but cooking and cleaning for him, bringing him his plate, picking up his dirty clothes and shoes, cleaning his room, um, um, just making sure he got everything he needs from head to toe. And this little boy grew up thinking that's how the world operates. And it don't. I ain't got no structure. I ain't made him clean the bathroom. I ain't made him cut the grass. I ain't made him do nothing. But he get the latest and greatest everything, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, Jordans, Adidas, whatever. Um, um, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, you name it, just got it. I mean, it's all over social media timeline. Like they be fresh, little girls too, but they don't put no sweat equity. Like you ain't make him earn it. You ain't teach him nothing. You just did everything for him, coddled him. Now he has a sense of entitlement. Now he has a sense of entitlement. But guess what? That little girl see that. The little girl see how you treat the son versus how you treat the daughter. That creates division. That creates hostility. That creates anger. Vitriol, if you will. So now, guess what? That little girl can't wait to get out of the house. She can't wait to get the heck away from her mama because her mama did her so dirty. Just forced her to be grown before her time. Just mistreated, didn't talk to her the best. But that little boy getting treated like a king. And that little nappy head nigga should be cutting the grass, raking leaves, doing something, keeping his room clean, something. But he just getting treated like she want to treat her man. But guess what? She don't got one. And guess what? Then she find another one, and then the cycle just continues. Keep picking these wrong guys. My reasoning for women picking the wrong guy, all women like bad boys. I don't know why. There's something about a bad boy a woman like. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments why is this so prevalent. These good, wholesome, quiet women, they love them a bad boy. But for whatever reason, now you want this bad boy to be a Christian. Now, ladies, y'all know it don't work like that. Y'all know it don't work like that. You pick that bad boy because he a bad boy. And he gonna do what bad boys do. Go against the grain, push the envelope, break the law, have fun, party, go on adventures. You gonna have the time of your life. When that baby come, he gonna turn to Casper. Poof, and vanish. Now you left holding the bag. So now you done got mad and frustrated because you want a bad boy to be a good guy because he with you. Only real a bad boy gonna turn to a good guy if you want to, if he desires to, not because you want him to or you're gonna make him. You can't make a man do nothing. I don't care how good your coochie is. I don't care how pretty you is. You can have them both pretty fine, bow legged. You can have them creamy skin, thick thighs, small waist, big, all that. You can't make a man be nothing that he don't want to be till he ready to be that. That's just it. So, um, so you create these problems, if you will. You created not you the woman, but you the couple, the male and the woman. The man because his sorry ass was absent from the child raising period of the process. You was a horrible co-parent. The relationship didn't last for whatever reason, and you just disappeared. 9 times out of 10, you disappear because she didn't give you access to her no more. That's be a lot of the problem why men don't take care of the kid because they can't have the mama no more. And that's sad and unfortunate. So now you got these children growing up, right? This little girl been taught you don't need a man for nothing. So now she finna get out here 15, 16, 17, get on Section 8 and start just hustling to get through. But she young still. She impressionable. Um, she need guidance, she need love. She need a daddy. But guess what? She looking for a daddy in the form of another man. And typically these older men see stuff, these vulnerable children as prey, and they prey on the weak. And they get them, they show them a good time, they wine and dine, shower them with money, they begin to manipulate them. They begin to manipulate them. But this girl didn't see no example of what a husband looked like or what a wife looked like. All she knows is her anger ass single mama. That's all she knows. So guess what? And then she get bamboozled and hoodwinked by an older cat who didn't mean her no good, pregnant, left by herself. Look for another cat, pregnant, left by herself. And the cycle continues because good girls like bad guys, but they got these hopes and dreams of living happily ever after. It rarely works that way, if at all. Same with the young boys. These young boys who've been coddled and got this sense of entitlement, they grow up to be young men. They still little boys, but they trapped in these big grown men bodies. So now they going around with a good talk game, probably good, look good, handsome in shape, 6 pack, all that, pretty hair, pretty teeth, whatever, all that. Um, Expecting a girl that come from a single parent household who was specifically told and trained to don't depend on the man for nothing. And you got this young punk, no disrespect, he coddled, got the sense of entitlement. He's expecting her to be just like his mama. And she ain't nothing like his mama. Conflict. But we push so fast, we put the cart before the horse so fast that you start having sex and having fun, you fell in love, and caught feelings, but you ain't established no ground rules. You don't understand how she lived. She don't understand how you live, how you grew up, and you don't know how she grew up. All y'all know y'all in love all of a sudden. Y'all finna live happily ever after. How? 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 And this is really bad. This is really an epidemic in my opinion because you got 30, 40-year-old men and women who have no idea how to be a real man or a real woman due to their upbringing. And just so y'all don't know, if y'all haven't heard me say this before, your character is shaped by the time you are 8 years old for the rest of your life. Your worldview is created and shaped by the time you're 8 years old for the rest of your life. Can that be changed? Yes. Is it easy? No. That's a lot of unpacking and unlearning to do once you become an adult. Trauma, setback, just misfortune that happen, all in that short period, 8 year period of time that shape the person's male or female's life for the rest of their life. So this is the problem we having. Two individuals, 9 times out of 10, this don't happen for everybody, um, that don't have the right example, trying to lead, want to be a king, want to be a queen, trying to protect and provide, but all you know is, I didn't do nothing growing up. My mom took care of everything. And the girl just saying, I had to do everything because my mama made me be grown before my time. She made me be an adult for my time. She stripped me of my childhood. That's why you have little girls running away. But then when they run away, they run right into a trap. You jump out the grease into the frying pan. You got a gang of niggas just waiting like vultures to catch these little young pretty girls, innocent little girls, and have their way with them. I've seen it all too many times. I got family members who experience the same thing. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's horrible to watch and to see. It's horrible. But it happens so many times because The frustrated parent impart bullshit ass wisdom into their kids, and it sets them up for failure for the duration of their life. Well, for the majority of their life until they get sick and tired of being sick and tired, then they want to change. But guess what? You have a broken woman who done been took through the ringer by no good men, all because they seen her as vulnerable and sweet. So now she said enough is enough. I'm sick of this. She ain't doing nobody. She go to school, get an education. She becomes gainfully employed, take care of kids, everything, everybody looking good, everybody looking great. Gainfully employed, and got a nice car, and got a house, the whole nine, all by herself, off her own muscle, right? Now she finally meets a good man. Whole fella don't stand a chance. Whole fella don't stand a chance. Why? Because of what she was taught and the trauma she faced growing up as a child and as a young adult and as an adult. So now she's so stuck on being independent and she's so stuck on being a man and a woman, she don't want to give that up. She's not going to relinquish that responsibility to a stranger. That's how she look at you fellas. The good man, like a stranger. I ain't gonna tell you how I raise my kids. I ain't gonna tell you how I run my house. You just here for me. Don't worry about nothing else. That ain't healthy. That's not the proper order. That's not the standard operating procedure. But it happens all the time. Then you got this little young dude who ain't never had to be a man because he don't know what the man look like, act like, or nothing because his mama coddled him, babied him, and now he has this sense of entitlement. So now he's dating, and now you got this young man um, who's in a grown man body, young adult. Now he started dating. He got a woman, expecting his woman to be just like his mama. But you got the female he dating had to grow up too fast because the mama put that pressure on her. And she looking for some help. She looking for pretty much a savior, if you will. Like, man, she looking for love that she didn't get from her daddy, from this dude who's been coddled and who's been enabled to do nothing, to be sorry. What you think gonna happen? Man, combustion. All because they never had the proper guidance and they never had the proper example set before them. So what I suggest, young or old, rich or poor, it don't matter. What I suggest, man, find y'all some mentors. Find y'all a couple who don't mind sharing their experiences with you and how they overcame it. One on one and together. That's my advice. Man, it's refreshing. Well, I ain't gonna say refreshing, but it's good to know that you ain't the only one been through what you've been through. But it's even better to know that you can overcome it if you so desire to. If you're willing to put the work in, you can overcome anything. But it's gonna take a lot of sacrifice from both parties. She gonna have to sacrifice something, and he gonna have to sacrifice something. That's how it go. I mean, big time on both ends, not just on one end. That independent woman who's been taught to be that way from her mama, from a child, she got to unlearn some things and relearn some things. And that young man who ain't never had to earn nothing, everything was always given to him by his mama, he gonna have to unlearn some things and relearn some things. That's how you gonna overcome the situation. If you're really in love, if it's lust, it's gonna fade anyway. Hopefully it's not lust. Hopefully it's love. Y'all just ain't had the proper guidance or the proper example. That's where it falls out. That's what it boils down to. Whatever example that was set before you, that's usually the direction you're gonna go into as an adult in some variation, some form of fashion. Um, unless circumstances prevent or say otherwise. Abusive family, alcoholism, whatever the case may be, drug addiction in the house, something like that. Now that'll cause you to go astray and go do something different. But if you got a good example, a decent example, that's usually how you gonna fall. Typically, not all the time. I got brothers who didn't do what I did. I got brothers who didn't do what I did. So it don't. That's not always the case. But typically, man, the fruit don't fall far from the tree. Typically, the fruit don't fall far from the tree. So if you in a situation today and it's nothing but combustion, y'all argumentative, y'all combative, but y'all love each other, man, y'all need to get some counsel. Whether it's paid therapy, couple therapy, or whether it's a good couple who genuinely happy, who genuinely love each other, and who have been through the fire and overcame and came on the other side, and still love each other and still happy, man, talk to them. Shit, do both. You get the paid version, the clinical psychologist version, the licensed therapist version, and you get the homegrown out the mud version. Both of them is equally as powerful if you have the right people who don't mind sharing. Everybody don't like to share, and that's okay. But find somebody you can talk to. Now I love talking to older men. I love it. I love my OGs. When they give you that good game, they shoot you straight. Some of the old cats still think they jits, still think they playboys, and that's cool. But for the most part, man, they give you good game. Man, R.I.P. to my man, Main Man. He gave me so much game early in the morning driving them trucks, man. I would talk to him about my problems. I was going through it, with my first wife before we, what I'm saying, the shit hit the fan or whatever. He gave me so much wisdom. He gave me so much wisdom. And one thing he told me, because he had a bout with infidelity as well. And one thing he told me, he said, "Hope, my wife found out." He said, "Man, it hurt her so bad, but she still stayed the same, and that devastated me." He said, "That devastated me, and that's what caused me to change my behavior. Now, I don't go nowhere without her. We do everything together. She my best friend." That's what he told me. When I was at, man, me and my old lady was going at it, before we, what I'm saying, before shit hit the fan. We was at each other's throat. I couldn't stand her. She couldn't stand me. And man, I'd be damn. When she hit the fan, she found out, but she was devastated. And that crushed me. She wasn't, unfortunately, things didn't turn out how Main Man and his wife turned out. You know what I'm saying? We had a different scenario, but to know that you caused that much pain to somebody you love so dearly, man, it's devastating. It's devastating. So find you a couple that don't mind teaching from their experience. Whether it's an individual, man or woman, or a couple. I suggest both. Men though, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of men are not as vulnerable as women. You got some that are. If you can find a good man that don't mind teaching from his experiences, man, that's a gem. Hold on to that person. Ain't nothing like the wisdom of an older person. But a lot of men, they got pride. They try to keep a lot of stuff to themselves. But if you can find somebody who don't mind giving you some good game, like Main Man and a few other men I know, man, find them, man, and sit down at their feet and listen and learn from them. Same with the ladies. If you find a woman who don't mind sharing from her experiences and teach you some lessons on how to overcome, a man not in his right space, right from a mind who ain't doing the best, man, listen to her. She done been through the fire. They happy. They done overcame a lot of things. That's the game you want. Couple that with therapy, man, y'all'll be solid as a rock. Y'all'll be solid as a rock. But that's my 2 cents on how we have so many failed marriages and failed relationships because we never had the proper example. I had a good example and still messed up. But the way I work, there ain't no but. All I know is I followed my daddy's footsteps. He's a hardworking man. I work hard because I see him work hard. I never left my kids because my daddy never left me. That's the example I had. Everybody didn't have the example I had. And just because everybody had my brothers had my example, everybody didn't follow the example my daddy said. I just so have an idea. You feel what I'm saying? So Man, it's okay not to know, but it ain't okay if you ain't trying to learn. It's okay if you don't know. Life happens. You can't control the hand you was dealt. You can't control what family you was born into. You can't control your mother or your father's actions. But as you get older, you can learn from their mistakes. You can learn what to do and what not to do. Instead of walking just blindly doing what you see, monkey do. Look around. Pay attention. See what's good and what's bad. Take what's good and kick out what's bad. But you definitely need some guidance. When it comes to marriage and relationships, to have a healthy, successful relationship in marriage, man, you definitely need some guidance. That goes for all of us. Because ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. And it's more than a notion. You can't just snap your fingers and things just happen. You got to work at it. That's just it. So, man, that's my 2 cents, man. Improper guidance, not having examples, man. In my opinion, is the key, is the reason for all these dysfunctional marriages and relationships. But can it be changed? Yes, but you got to put the work in. Remember, man, strive every day to become the best version of yourself you can be daily. This your boy Big Hawk, man. My Perspective Podcast. Till next week. Peace.